What's going on, everyone? So, if you're familiar with me and my channels, this channel, as well as It Stands Lakers, I've been very big on Cam Reddish. I liked Cam Reddish even coming out of Duke, and I've always wanted him on the Lakers. Lakers made several attempts to even acquire him. At one point, was working on a deal with the New York Knicks to acquire Cam Reddish. That ended up falling through. It was like a 3-team deal with the Toronto Raptors because Toronto really wanted Talen Horton-Tucker, but didn't happen. He ended up eventually going to Portland, and I was like, oh, bummer. And then the Lakers signed him, and I was super thrilled to get Cam Reddish because he's a long, sizable, versatile forward that can defend multiple positions, right? Essentially 1 through 5. He's got like a 7'2" wingspan, a hyper athlete, got great foot speed. Offensively, he's a bit of an issue, right? He's not a guy that's going to give you much offensively, but at the time, and even now, right, he's 24 years old, but, he's a guy that I looked at as like, man, he'd be a great project, a real versatile, potential 3-and-D wing. And like Cam Reddish is just like, not even a great, not even elite type of offense, just like a serviceable offensive game away from like being a really excellent player. Because he is like top-notch defensively. And a lot of it is his versatility, his ability to defend guards, defend wings. I saw him switching all over the place. And in the previous Detroit game, which was inexcusable, seriously, that Detroit Pistons game, there is zero excuse for that effort of play. This wasn't a game, like, losses happen. It's fine. Losses are okay. But that's not what this was. This wasn't like like Detroit just shot the lights out and we just had, no, this was an effort game or lack thereof. This was the Lakers not showing up to play the game of basketball, and it was infuriating. One of the bright spots was Reddish. Now, he didn't give you anything offensively, which is to be expected. Played 14 minutes. He didn't even take a single shot, but he gave you 5 rebounds, gave you a steal, and was a plus 10 out there in 14 minutes of action. And it was because of his defense. He was excellent defensively. Lakers got into a 20-point hole, and Cam Reddish really helped us to like crawl out of it. I mean, Detroit was really struggling to get shots off with Cam Reddish out there on the basketball court. And JJ Redick even said after the game that he really earned some of his trust. So hopefully we'll get to see a little more of Cam Reddish out there on the basketball court. Because, like, Gabe Vincent's giving you absolutely nothing. The guy isn't. And I know a lot of people are like super down on Max Christie, and I see so many people talking about Max this, get rid of Max that, blah, blah. But completely ignore the 28-year-old veteran that has been in the league for several years and was a starter point guard on a finals team, just basically giving you nothing out there. Nothing. The guy is essentially unplayable right now. He's been horrible. Right? And look, I like Gabe Vincent. I was stoked when we ended up getting Gabe Vincent. Right? Versatile 3-and-D point guard. They usually have success alongside LeBron James. Like, I was thrilled. Right? Obviously, he's not Dennis Schroeder, but I did believe that from what we had seen in previous stints, that he's a guy that could give you a better form of consistency. Where Dennis Schroeder, well, except for this season, I mean, Dennis Schroeder for the Nets has been Germany, Dennis Schroeder. He's been ridiculous. But he's a guy like with the Lakers you saw. Similar 3-point percentage to Gabe Vincent, but like the roller coaster with Schroeder. His upside is higher, obviously, but Gabe Vincent was a guy that like you could basically clock him in to giving you, 8 to 10 points and just playing some hard-nosed defense, sacrificing his body, doing all the dirty work, doing all the little things. And he just hasn't done it. Like, he's having, like, zero impact out there on the basketball court. And it is incredibly frustrating to see. And everyone wants to get on Max Christie. And it's like, Max Christie went from having no role, basically getting spot minutes or garbage time, and, being in and out of the rotation, the lineup, to like, hey, we need you to be our 6th best player every single night. Like, that's a lot. That's a big ask for anybody. And Gabe Vincent's just skating by, and no one's calling him out. No one's saying anything about him. And it's so frustrating to see. Point is that I think that you should be playing Cam Reddish over Gabe Vincent. All right? I would personally keep Max Christie into the backup role. Because, again, he's 21 years old. He's young. Give him an opportunity. Like, let's see. What does he look like game 20, 25? I'm not saying you have to play him 40 minutes a game. But, like, you don't want to kill the kid's confidence. He's young. right? You knew going into the season that it was going to be a bit of a learning curve with him, that it was going to be a little thing. But he's still giving you better production than what Gabe Vincent gives you. Right? I'd rather Max Christie than Gabe Vincent. Right? And look, I'm not saying Max Christie has been insane or just been great, but he's been better than Gabe Vincent has been. Right? Like, Gabe Vincent played 18 minutes. He gave you 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, didn't take a single shot, not a single free throw, 0 blocks, 1 steal, but 1 turnover. So, guess what? He basically gave you a wash. Basically, goose eggs across the board. You look at Max Christie, he played 4 minutes, and he gave you 1 rebound, took at least 2 shots. He was 0-2 from the floor, but at least he took some shots. At least he took an attempt and had 1 turnover with 2 personal fouls, right? He was a -6. Christie was a -6. Gabe Vincent was a -5. But here's the thing. One guy played 4 minutes. Another guy played 18 minutes and gave you nothing, right? I'd rather you take Gabe Vincent's role and have Cam Reddish play that, right? And see what him and Gabe and Max Christie can do out there on the basketball court. Again, I'm not saying Max Christie's been great or warrants a bunch of minutes, but he's young. Like, you knew going into this that you were going to have to let him kind of get over his hurdles, help him get over the butterflies and stuff. And this was just, again, this was a despicable game. But Cam Reddish was one of the real bright spots. And he's a guy that I do think you can make him a serviceable offensive player. Obviously, again, he's not going to be great offensively. He's not a guy that I expect shooting magically. He's going to shoot 40% from 3 or anything like that. But with his size, with his athleticism, I do think you can put him in different actions, kind of maximize and get the most out of him. No, even if he's just giving you like 6 to 8 points a game, right? Not anything crazy. Just give me some form of serviceable offense where it's just like, hey, he's giving us, you're putting him in spots, you're putting him in action, using his athleticism and speed as like the roll man or just, attacking from the corners. And there you go, right? Like, I don't necessarily need him to play this huge offensive role, but if you can just get him even just a slightly serviceable, like last season, right? He averaged 5 points. I averaged 20.5 minutes with Darvin Ham. If you can cut that and have basically Cam Reddish be an assignment guy, like a defensive assignment guy, where he's playing, say, like 4 minutes a quarter, so you're getting him like 16, 15-minute range, something like that, right? Where it's just like, hey, you're getting like 3 to 4 minutes a quarter. Just put all your energy and effort into defending, Steph or Ant or Luka or Kyrie or whoever, right? Like, that's your assignment tonight. Stop him, slow him down to the best of your ability. And he's just focusing, 15 to 16 minutes a game on just stopping that guy. I think that would be great. And then if he can give you, like I said, like 6 points during that stretch, give you 2 or 3 baskets during that stretch in like a limited role, that'd be perfect. I think that now we're talking about a very good, serviceable player for the Lakers. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think, like, yeah, look, Cam Reddish warranted some more minutes. You got to get him some opportunity out there. Do you think, no, you gotta keep him on the bench, maybe just kind of pick and choose spots. Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear. So let me know down in the comments below. How do you feel? What are your thoughts? First off, what did you make of Cam Reddish's defensive performance in the limited role? I would have liked him to take a couple shots, like take a shot too, get an opportunity. I mean, granted, he didn't really get the ball in order to do that. But again, I don't expect him personally to be a real offensive weapon, which is why I like him as like an assignment guy. Just kind of slotted in. Do you like the idea of him as an assignment guy? Like, yes, that's all he should be. Shouldn't be anything more. Would you like to see him kind of get a chance on an expanded offensive role? Kind of put him in various actions to maybe make an effort out there on the basketball court, at least offensively. Do you trust him in that role? That's my problem. Is I'm a little iffy on just his offensive abilities, right? Which is odd because he was, for a good stretch of his early career, an actual serviceable offensive piece. Right? He was a guy that could give you some buckets. I mean, this is a guy that had seasons where he averaged 11 points a game, 10 points a game. Right? If you could get that from him, that'd be great. Like, just lockdown defense, give you, like I said, 8, 10 points, and we're in business. But again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.